Yo, what? Yo, iPhone just be doing. It just. Here's the thing. My problem with iPhones. You know, my major problem with iPhones. For some reason or the other, they always mess up. I don't know why, but these things just never, never go the right way they're supposed to. At some point, they always mess up. I don't like. It's always a speaker being blown out. At some point, like right when I get an iPhone fresh, the speaker always goes out. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And then this happens. What's going on with the camera? This is the front camera. It's not even focusing on my face no more. Like, this just happened. And for what? I swear you could drop this thing a million times. It'd be perfectly fine. Right? You do absolutely nothing to it. For a long time. And then suddenly it just has problems. They do this on purpose. You know, they take one phone, they make a new iPhone, and then boom, the other iPhone that you have, the current one, it just gets worse and worse. I always do that shit. I hate that shit. Nothing is actually like supposed to solve your problems in this day and age. You're just supposed to consume, consume, consume. Get it over and over and over again. That's why you have to get multiple phones, like every 2 years or something like that nowadays. Especially with iPhone. That's why I'm switching to a Samsung. I swear I am. I don't care. I'm switching to a Samsung. This stuff is annoying. Nobody want to deal with this no more. And speaking of that, non-replaceable thing, like nothing is actually like everything is replaceable. So you have to continually buy things over and over, which means that you actually don't own anything. You know what I'm saying? Which means that nothing is really supposed to sustain any human life these days. Nothing. The only thing that sustains human life is the act of consuming. I don't really know what that means, but it means something, And I don't really mean sustaining human life. I just mean like keeping society going, you know? Like, imagine. I feel like we've been wasting our time for a long time, right? Just imagine this, you know. If really, if just imagine, right? Later in the future, right, where we don't have to continually buy things over and over to succumb to a system that makes us can like just consume and it's just full of gluttony, right? Imagine we would finally evolve as a human race because the things that we always need to replace and constantly get over and over and over again, it wouldn't be an issue to replace them. So therefore, if you don't have an issue to constantly replace something because it's just dog shit, we're all buying expensive dog shit material nowadays. It doesn't even matter if it's high quality. It's dog shit because it's going to just be, it's replaceable, you know? And like, look, listen, look. I like buying things. Really, I do. But this is ridiculous. We haven't progressed as a human race at all. We've been doing the same routine over and over and over again. Like, y'all ain't bored? Honestly, oh shit. Honestly, at this point, I'm ready for something new, something different. It's like something in my body just wants to scream and get out, And I feel like the human race is in this state right now. I mean, and then we got the war. The president is a pedophile along with all of his friends and everybody that's involved in that office. But we knew that, right? So then it's like, what's next? No one knows because no one has been taught to actually better themselves, right? And when I mean better yourself, I don't mean going on a self-improvement journey and like, working out every day, trying to grind and get you some money. That's not self-improvement. I mean, like, people don't know how to discern between like emotions anymore. I don't think they ever really did. Past generations proved that y'all really didn't have like no type of Nothing. Nah, I'm gonna be real with y'all. You know, and like it just shows like yo, emotional maturity has truly just gone out the window. It's quite sad. It's quite sad. And I'm not saying that I'm any better than anybody because I'm not. But like, at least I can be self-aware enough to say this. You know, at least I'm self-aware. You know, but I don't think self-awareness is enough nowadays because there's a few people who are self-aware these days. But that's all they are. You know, they don't know what to do after that. And I can totally understand not knowing what to do after you become totally self-aware, you know. But the only option after that you have after becoming self-aware is to continuously get more self-aware, right? You know, continuously. And the more self-aware you get, the more you'll like start to understand yourself and the way you do things. Have you ever analyzed yourself why you're doing the things that you're doing? Or like you ask yourself, why did I just do that thing that you just did? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, like I do that all the time. Like I'll do something and then I'm like, why'd I do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why'd I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it could be anything. Like, just question myself constantly. But it's just I don't know, it brings you to like this openness with yourself where it's like you get real vulnerable. And I feel like this light is so distracting. I feel like this light is just so distracting. Yeah. Hold on. Oh my goodness, this light is so distracting. But I feel like it gets you open to things where you can be more vulnerable with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can be more open to yourself. And it could be a lot more easier for you to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you like constantly ask yourself questions about why you do the things you do, you just like that's really a journey of self discovery. Um, Especially why you're doing them. Like analyze yourself as you making a decision. Or like if you thinking a thought, you know, why are you thinking the thoughts you're thinking? How come you decided to even like open up this thought and this idea and go into it? You know? Um, I don't know. You know, things like that. I feel like, but the point is, when humans do those things, I think that's when we will truly progress. But until then, nothing is gonna happen. And things like that don't happen. You know, humans don't question themselves these days because everybody is constantly on the verge of consuming and getting things that are always gonna be replaceable. You know, like getting things that just give us this temporary satisfaction of of I don't know. I don't know. It's just temporary satisfaction of like, you know, the dopamine in your brain and shit, you know? And like really this all just leads back to fear. You know, like everything that we do that's not aligned with the way that we're naturally supposed to be is always connected to fear, you know, because there's no other reason for why you're doing the thing you're doing. And people don't even realize that because these fear-based, you know, actions that we society has been curated um, with, uh, I don't know, fear-based actions. I don't really know if that's the right terminology, but these fear-based tactics, the psychological, the way that humans think nowadays is very much based off fear, you know. Oh, you need an apartment. Why do you need an apartment? Because you're going to be out in the streets. What's wrong with that? Oh, the streets are scary. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to go to that 9 to 5 and do this job in order to pay this rent and be in this place so I don't be on the streets, you know? And it's all about the fear of being on the streets, which I can't blame anybody. Look, we stay in Chicago over here. All right, we stay in Chicago over here. It's dangerous in the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Once you make the places outside dangerous enough for people to be like, dang, I need to be inside, some is really off and something is really wrong. Because we grow up outside. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be outside. But now, everybody's inside. We're not really supposed to be inside like this. For real. Jay. You know, but I don't know. I just feel like humans have a lot more of a chance, especially nowadays, to progress because the system is failing. You know, everything is just falling apart. You know, things are starting to not matter. People don't care anymore. Constantly, I question myself every day of why I'm still going to work, and it's really for my own pursuits of life. But you know, I'm really tired of paying for things that and spending my life on trying to get things that just don't matter.